that's not a car. This is a car. It is huge. Just look at it. Giant wheels, huge doors, so wide and tall. It is a beast. And just by looking at it, you know that it was born to go off-road. But how does it work every day for a family? That's what I'm here for. The Land Rover Defender competes with cars like the Mercedes G-Wagon, and this one I'm driving is the 110 P400 SE, which costs about $102,000 before on-road costs and extras. I drove it just around suburbia with my family of 4 for this week's family review. For a more detailed review, head to the CarsGuide website, and if you're watching this on YouTube, hit subscribe for more videos. While it's very different to the last version of the Defender, it definitely keeps some of that heritage while adding a few modern curves, and it looks so much more luxe than the last version too. You can just tell it is a solid looking car with quality finishings, and it's got exactly the right mix of old school nostalgia with a fresh feel. It wears its hardware on its sleeve, which is just so cool and keeps the Defender's hardcore off-road reputation alive. So it's things like this texture on the bonnet here, the matte 110 stamp, we've got this air vent just here. It was never going to lose that tyre on the back of the car. Plus there's exposed bolts everywhere, all black door handles. It all comes together and it's just part of the fun. The boot is extra large. The Defender also comes with 2 seats in the back if you would like a 7-seater, but I'm testing the 5-seater model, so this is all boot. You can easily fit in a double pram or 3 suitcases. It will take whatever you need to take on a big long road trip. The only thing that I will mention is that there is the side opening door, which you'll have trouble with in Westfield if you're reverse parking into somewhere, so just don't do that. Inside is superb. You don't often get into a car that is so clearly built to be driving through creeks and up mountains that looks this luxurious. From the power adjustable heated leather seats that cost an extra $806 to the beautiful leather steering wheel, the digital dash in front of the steering wheel, it all looks great. They've again blended old with new and landed on a design that feels very premium but still has a nod to its roots. It's clever styling and will win a lot of fans. The center console is really nicely designed and it has a lovely matte black finish. I'm so glad they didn't use any high gloss in here. It really wouldn't have gone with the tone of this car. This is perfect. The gear shifter is on here too, which takes some getting used to while driving, but it looks great and it just feels so good to be in this car on the road. You do have a giant panoramic sunroof and that is going to cost you an extra $4,370. There are 2 cup holders in here and they're also just built very well because I can fit my tiny piccolo cup in here and it will be held in there, but then I can also fit this giant bottle. So that's very practical. You've got a wireless charger here, a decent sized center storage bin, and then the rest of the storage comes underneath in this shelf, which is kind of a bit strange. I do wish it just had a top shelf here and I could put stuff right on it because otherwise I feel like it's going to kind of fall off. But everything is finished with a bit of a rugged look, just adding to that tough guy feeling of the car. There are big storage bottle holders in each door as well. It's got a 10-inch touchscreen, which isn't huge when you compare it to other luxury SUVs, but it is huge when you compare it to other serious off-roaders. It comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity, which just means you can have a hands-free driving experience and use the multimedia to sync with the main apps on your phone. And space-wise, it is huge. I feel like I'm in a comfortable lounge seat that's really high off the road, and there's enough leg and head space for every size passenger. My kids fit so comfortably in this car, though they did mention that there was no step to help them get up inside the car, and it's just another of those features that is reminding you the Land Rover Defender is tough and it expects you to be too. Space-wise, it's really, really spacious back here. You could fit 3 adults perfectly comfortably for a long journey. So space is no issue. You can also easily fit 3 children's seats across here. I did it with 2 boosters and a baby capsule. Rear passengers get 2 cup holders in the center armrest. They'll also get their own climate control, and there's a bunch of USB ports all over the car. So you've got a 12 volter, USB, another 12 volter, and then you've got USB ports up here on the back of the seats. And look, you've got extra sunroof action happening up here on either side here in the back. Driving in here is really smooth and also quiet because this is a petrol engine. There are diesel engine options if that's what you're after. They've also managed to do that thing where they've made a really large car feel quite small to drive. So the turning circle is smaller than you would expect, and it doesn't feel so huge to drive. You'll never get rid of that bulky feeling though. It is a very wide car and you will feel that, especially if you live in a place with narrow streets. This is the P400 model, which means it has a 3-litre 6-cylinder engine. It's got power as soon as you press your foot on the accelerator, so it literally whizzes up hills and it cruises along highways beautifully. If anything, you have to watch it on highways that you don't go too fast. All Defenders have all-wheel drive, so you'll have that extra traction when you're driving on loose surfaces, so anything from gravel to dirt to snow. It's also got a number of driving modes, so you can adjust depending on where you're going. Fuel consumption is a claimed 9.9 litres per 100 Ks, and I did an average of 12.5 litres this week. Parking is a little bit tricky purely because of the size, but the steering turns so easily and it's actually got great precision. So you can steer the car and you know that it's going to end up where you've pointed it, which a lot of big cars you have trouble doing that, so this actually works really nicely. It's also got a really high definition reverse parking camera with CarsGuide, so you can see again exactly where it's going to land, and there's a 360-degree camera too. Then there is the rear vision mirror, which you can either look into the rear vision mirror or you can look into a camera of the rear vision mirror. So it's either your eyes or the real thing. I'm not even sure which I prefer, but the camera does make things a lot clearer. For safety, besides feeling rock solid, you'll get auto emergency braking, lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, and this model has the driver assist pack, which includes adaptive cruise control and rear collision monitor. Isofix points are on the 2 outer back seats, and you'll get 3 top tether points for kids' car seats. There are 6 airbags in total, including side curtain airbags that extend right to the back row. What a week in this car. I got comments from pretty much any bloke who saw it, so it is obviously a head turner. It fit my family of 4 very well, and it just makes you want to go away on holiday in it. It drives beautifully and looks luxe while still keeping that retro Defender feel. It does come with $20,000 worth of extras, this car, but I think if you've come this far, you're expecting that. I gave it a family rating of 8.4 out of 10, and my kids gave it the same. They loved having such a giant car to play with. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or click through to our website.